Good evening again from the boot. This is the Mad Professor from Two Cigars and a Blunt podcast. Friday, almost every Friday. We won't be on this Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, followed by Ashed Out After Show, which again, we won't be doing this Friday. And Wednesdays, this Better Than Sex Sports podcast, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, which again we won't be doing this week. I just want to say happy holidays to everybody, and despite Donald Trump becoming president for the second time, there's a lot we can be thankful for. And it's funny, my last video was done on the day of the election, and I got a bunch of computer problems right after I'd uploaded that video, so it's taken me a while to get everything back in one piece. I had to order another computer. Then a whole bunch of other stuff came up, but I'm coming back. I'm not hiding. I'm not afraid of Donald Trump nor any of his surrogates. Nobody can frighten me enough to make me not say what the hell I want to say. With that being said, we can be thankful despite the fact Kamala Harris lost the election. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz lost the election. We can be thankful that for now, at least, we're still here. He's not in charge yet. At this point, there's nothing that can be done about him being in charge, but he's not there yet. We can also be thankful that some of us, we still have our families with us. Even the ones who voted for Donald or would have supported him, we can still be thankful for them too, because not only did they screw us, they screwed themselves. And I say this because I know a couple people who said they either voted for or would have voted for Donald Trump, and their logic behind doing so was suspect at best and ill-informed at worst, because some of the people that wanted to vote for him or that voted for him would have voted for him, whatever, they just want to see the chaos, not understanding that if the system doesn't survive, 90% of the people within the system don't. Especially if you're a veteran, because this man showed in his first administration, he wants to rip apart the VA system. He's not trying to fix it. He's trying to tear it apart, just like he's trying to tear apart anything that he considers an entitlement. Social Security, Medicare, those are all entitlements to them, even though you build into those systems your entire working adult life. And I know I've said that before, or working life period, rather. And like I said, I know I've said that before. You can still be cordial with them. You can still love them. You can still talk to them. But the fact of the matter is, they're going to burn with everybody else. They're going to burn with the system that they don't believe they're a part of. Because like I've said, I've told one person that said this: whether or not you believe in the system, you're ex-military, you're in the VA, you are a part of that system. It doesn't absolve you. You're not going to get a card that says you voted for Trump. That don't matter, because you don't look like him, you don't have money like him, you don't think the way he does. And I mean, look at the people that he's put into his cabinet. They're all sycophants who either donated to him or have some of the same ideologies that he does, without having, much like him, without having the credentials to run the systems that they're trying to be part of, that they're, fixing. Like Linda McMahon being part of education when she's never been a teacher a day in her damn life. She's never actually had a real job a day in her life. So, man of the people, the man of the people, the president of the people, who appointed judges that are now tearing apart overtime rules for 4 million Americans, rolling back child labor laws, man of the people. What people did he put in charge of his cabinet? Who are these people? A bunch of billionaires, a bunch of right-wing grifters, a bunch of right-wing media personalities who've never done anything, who's for the most part haven't done anything in their lives other than being loudmouths. I'm talking to you, Dan Bongino, and I know Pete Hogsett was in the military, but a lot of the stuff he did in the military, if you look him up, shouldn't endear him to the military. He shouldn't be the Secretary of Defense. I'm doing this unscripted because I needed to. I didn't want to write a script for this because everything that's going to happen, everything that's happening now, we all know. We all saw it coming. Those of us who didn't want this man back in charge, we all saw it coming. I mean, he's because of the decision by the Supreme Court to say that anything he does that is in his official capacity is legal. He now has people donating, other billionaires donating to his transition team without having to say who they are and how much money they've given him. And he's raised billions. So he could take that money, not do anything, for the people, but do a bunch of favors for those who gave him money, which is the thing he did the first time. So, you shouldn't be surprised that this is the way this is going to go. I'm not afraid to speak out against this guy. I'm not. Don't think that I was. I wasn't running and hiding. That's not what I do. I'm not scared of him. I'm not scared of his people. I'm not scared of his supporters. None of that scares me. After everything I've been through and after everything a lot of you have already been through, that shit shouldn't scare you either. You got something to say? Say it. They're not gonna. They can't jail us all. They might be able to jail a few. I'm small enough to where I probably won't be jailed. So I feel I'm pounding my chest and feeling some kind of great way about not being big enough for him to be worried about. But I'm not worried because any of the big people that he brings down, like Farron Cousins, Jesse Dollemore, Brian Tyler Cohen, any of them, Midas Touch Network, any of them, the second they take them down, somebody's going to be there to take the place. In fact, I want it to be like a Hydra. 2 or 3 people take their place for every one of them they try to take down. And Democrats, listen up. To win, you need to stop trying to play fair. You can play within the rules and not be fair. We need to get left-wing media to, be on 24/7 just like right-wing media. And I'm not saying make shit up. Let's not make shit up. Let's actually be the party of honesty. Let's be the party of telling the truth and using facts to our advantage. Because hate can only go so far. Racism can only go so far. I mean, you have companies that are killing their diversity and equity, equity, and inclusion programs because of the minority of people in this country who are bigots are complaining about it. So it shows you those companies wasn't serious anyway. So you can choose to support them or not. And I know that's a tangent on nothing that I'm actually talking about, but you can choose to support them or not. It's your choice. I'm not going to say support them. I'm not going to say don't support them. But you can still, tell them what you think about it. Because that's not illegal. You can tell don't call him dumb. You could tell Donald, because I'm not going to call him Mr. Trump. You can tell Donald what you believe, what you think about him too, because it ain't illegal no matter what the hell he tries to say, no matter how he tries to spin it, no matter how he wants to say, if you talk bad about me, we're coming after you. Screw that. Talk bad about him. Tell the truth about him. Because the truth about him is bad enough, trust me. But I'm going to end this here. I've just been rambling. I'm sorry. I'm going to start making more videos because you all who elected this man by a very razor thin, he didn't get as many votes as he got when he lost to Biden. So there's no mandate here, people. Don't even think about this shit as a mandate. It's not a mandate for anything. But Donald, I'm coming. I'm not going to stop talking. You can't make me. Let's talk about this. I mean, this is something to talk about for real. It's something to talk about for real. And like I said, I'm not hiding. Never was, never will. I don't care. Y'all have a good one.